Ladies and gents, welcome back to a brand new video. You're here with me, Ruben, live from Cape Town with Naish Kite designer Ewan. What's up, brother?
How's it going?
Very good. Please excuse us, sunnies. It's freaking bright out here, so we just keep them on for now. But nice to see you here. After this video, you will get a great understanding of which Naish Kite will suit your riding style, and that's the one that you're gonna want to pick. The Naish Kite range is absolutely fantastic. I had the honor and pleasure of riding it with the whole team in the past week. What's up, guys? I hope you're ready for an epic day. We're hanging out with the Naish team today with Mathys, Alessa and Ewan, the actual kite designers. So we're gonna get a little bit technical, but most of all, just have fun and ride all the latest gear, see what it's made for. And Langebaan has got some epic conditions today, so I'm ready to fire it up. Time for some coffee first, before we get all rowdy. So welcome in Langebaan, guys, and I think we've got an amazing forecast for us today. It's building up throughout the day, so it will get stronger and stronger. It's a nice flat water spot. Is your first time here? No, you've ridden here before?
No, I've been here before, but I only rode on a foil, and it's kind of shallow for that, but it does work. There's some cool channels, but I think we're in for a nice free ride day, like calm, flat water, definitely different to the, you know, table view.
The hardcore shit.
Hardcore.
We're super chill today, right?
Yeah, we're here to have a good time.
Nice. Before we dive into the session and explore how the kites actually perform, let's just ask Ewan really quickly about the idea behind them. So the first kite you want to talk about is the Boxer.
Yeah, so the Boxer is kind of one strut, light wind, foiling, or light wind anything kind of kite. It's built to be as light as possible, but still have some great structure. We still use the Quad-Tex canopy material, which runs through our entire lineup and really is a foundation for all of our kites. It's the stiffest, most long-lasting canopy on the market.
That's in all the Q-line products?
And all the Nvision. We use Quad-Tex on all of them. So that's the canopy. The Boxer also features a laugh strut, which helps it kind of act a bit like a spinnaker sail, where it can really expand in the lighter winds and catch a lot of wind and really drift nicely, which is also a feature in our Triad kite, which we'll move on to now. So the Triad is a completely new shape from previous models. A few years ago, loyal Naish followers will know the slash disappeared in the range, which left a little bit of a gap in our wave lineup. So what we've done is we've really honed the Triad into be a true wave kite. As you can see, it's got really nice squared off tips, a low aspect design. And what makes the Triad really drift amazingly well is this laugh strut we have here, which, as you can see, the strut does not attach, follow the canopy. So there's a laugh panel in here. And what that does is it lets the canopy breathe open. And when you depower the kite or go down the line, the canopy kind of expands and drifts really well. And it gives a really nice gust absorption to the kite as well.
That makes total sense.
Yeah. So
you came up with that?
I did not come up with that. It's great teamwork. A huge thing also on the Triad is the Synergy bridle system we have here. So what this does, currently it's set to the wave setting, as you can see. And if you move this to the free ride setting, you change kind of the angle of the kite, and it changes the kite from a bit more of a wave kite that you can really shut the power off on a top turn or something. This helps, where it is now, it helps angle the kite further forward. So if you're hitting a big top turn, you know, in side shore, like powered or side offshore conditions, where you really want to kill the power in the kite, this is a great setting.
That's how I'll do all my wave riding.
Only full power, top turns. And then if you move it onto the free ride setting here, it helps kind of sit the kite a little bit deeper, makes it a little less on and off, for like a rider that's a little less experienced and wants a more comfortable, easy ride. The other thing that the free ride setting is actually really good for is onshore wave riding, where you want the kite to sit a bit deeper most of the time and not be able to kill the power as much, but you want it sitting in the wind a bit more, because when you're riding onshore waves, you really need that extra drift and the kite to sit back in the window.
Nice.
So what we've really done though is focus this kite on waves. Wave riders are absolutely loving this thing. And what makes a great wave riding kite as well is easy relaunch, controllable power, great drift, which is what intermediate to beginner kiteboarder also wants. So those two things actually really complement each other. But what we've really focused on is the wave abilities of the Triad.
Probably not even enough wind for this 9, but I just want to get a feel for this Triad, see what it can do and how light and easy it steers. So let's hit it. Moves pretty smooth around the window. Let's look for the wind window.
Nice smooth ride out there, taking it easy.
Yeah, man, just try it. I mean, it's not that windy, it just picked up. So it was really maneuverable and it handled the gust so well. So a really easy flying kite. Like you said, easy twin tipping or wave riding. Perfect.
Yeah, for sure. That's what you want on the wave kite, is something that you don't need to think about and it's controllable all the time. So when you're focusing on, I mean, you've got to be pretty focused on the waves, so you don't want to focus on your kite.
100%.
Yeah.
But how quick it turns around, and I can see it working the waves as well.
Sick.
Nice job, man.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is a classic one in the Naish.
Yeah, here it is. It's what you all know and love. It's the pivot. This is the Q Series pivot 2025. We've got quite a lot of new features on this one in terms of construction. We have this profile lock seam across the front here, which most of our kites will have now. You'll see it on the Triad too. It basically sits on the top of the profile of the kite, holding where there's the most stress on the canopy. We have a seam there so it doesn't kind of blow out over time. So it really holds its profile, and over years you don't get that kite that feels like it's bagged out after like 20, 30 sessions. You're like, oh, my kite doesn't feel like it once did.
I only use my kite once anyway and grab a freshie. Nice and crisp.
Yeah, if you're a rider that just loves kiteboarding, whatever the conditions throw at you, this is the kite. You want to go boost, do some loops, and then grab your surfboard, hit some waves. 10 knots, you want to go kite foiling. It's just going to do it all.
Yes, the pivot. I really love it. And the colors match perfectly, don't you think? Someone who's also a fan of this 3-strut all-rounder is Alessa. She's a really enthusiastic kite chick who recently joined the Naish team. Let's hear from her now. Back here in action.
Yes.
How's it going?
Very good, can't complain.
You love the big air. You've been on the big air scene for the past couple of years and really pushing it. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Been loving your action.
You're following the big steps.
No, you guys are taking it to the next level. So it's good. I'm happy to see that. And you recently joined Naish, of course. How's that going for you?
Very good. I'm actually really, really stoked. I really have nothing to complain about. Life is good.
It looks good on you. And you're originally from Germany, but you call South Africa kind of your home. How's that happened?
So I actually came here first to teach kite surfing right here in Shark Bay and Langebaan. So I'm probably one of the people who actually first stayed in Langebaan and then went to Blauberg. Not the other way around, but yeah, it's been really cool. And now, considering this as my home is insane.
Nice. I mean, it's got all the conditions, it's got the great life. That's why we all keep coming back.
Yeah.
And you can choose from the whole Naish range and setup. So what is your favorite setup which you're riding?
So this is basically my kite. Not just because of the color.
Looks good.
Although it's really good, really pretty. I tested, of course, the Psycho, which is also a really good kite, but considering the direction where I want to go for the next year specifically in my training is I want to practice rotations, double rotations with board offs. So I wanted an easy kite with low bar pressure, just for one arm, one hand steering. That's why I actually chose for the normal pivot. The Nvision, so the Alula version had more bar pressure. So, which is of course jumping higher and all that. But for me, in my weight category, I felt like it's actually, my perfect kite. Say that again.
It's not funny, eh?
Sorry. So, what do you think about my baby?
Your baby, a bit too small for me.
Yeah, it is a baby.
No, I mean the kite feels great. Just the wind is so gusty, it's so shit.
Yeah,
So I think it's time to score a belter of a session somewhere else.
I like that
Nice.
sound. Yeah.
Let's find some better wind.
You go.
What we got next? It looks like a pivot as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, this is basically the pivot supercharged. It's got a full Alula frame, airframe, which is the GC82. It's kind of the, you know, the gold standard, as they say, of exotic materials, combining the best kind of balance of UV stability, longevity, flex characteristics, stiffness, lightness, all that. It's the best. You know, a lot went into making this kite, actually. It's not just switching over the Dacron to Alula. You have to really refine all the diameters, all the profiles, the aspect ratio, the bridle. You'll notice is actually, on this kite, we've gone back to a 4-point bridle, whereas the regular pivot has a 5-point.
But just because the material
It's
reacts so
stiff,
different.
we wanted to we had the 5-point, and we actually preferred the feeling of the 4-point because it loosens the kite up a little bit, gives you a little more flex and playfulness, and then you end up with a kite that's still stiffer due to the Alula, but has that nice flex. One thing
Because you want the kite to flex, right? You don't want it super stiff.
That's how it steers.
Yeah.
The kite has to flex to steer. So if you make it too stiff, you just get this heavy bar feel, heavy bar pressure to steer, and a kite that's just slow. So there's a lot has gone into making this, you know, a great all-round kite.
Nice. So this is the pivot Nvision.
Yeah.
That's the high-end
So
Alula.
the high end, if you're someone that really wants the
gold standard.
gold standard, the best performance over all disciplines, this is where you go. Not many people, which is nice.
So we felt like we got a little bit skunked in Langebaan, so we took control into our own hands and drove back this way. What do you think about there to stay now?
Yeah, I think it looks quite nice, huh? No one's out, so that's the good part. Table cloud is here, looks windy, so let's see how it turns out.
Nice.
One thing for sure, Mathys is ready.
Mathys is amped up. He played some fast music and he's in the vibe.
1 hour nap in the car and we're good.
Yeah, we took a power nap, so now we're ready to go, full force.
You take the pivot?
Yeah.
What size?
7.
7.
8 psycho for me, I guess. We're gonna go big.
Nice. Let's see it. And then a Psycho.
So this is something we've worked quite a lot on too. Obviously you've heard of the Psycho before, the Nvision.
Big air.
Yeah, big air kite. And we originally released it only in Alula, which is, you know, we just wanted to focus on a performance big air kite, the best of the best. And then, you know, people loved it and they're like, the one thing is, as we all know, Alula kites are expensive. So we had to bring one available for the masses. The one thing we've changed major for construction is we have a new Dacron from Tasian, which is tighter weave ripstop, and it's a much stiffer Dacron. So that really helps for this big air kite, kind of without the Alula material, hold its shape in the top end of things, and without having to go to ginormous leading edges, which kind of affects the forward drive and the aerodynamics of the kite.
And then here's actually the first Psycho that you made.
Yeah, the
it's
Nvision.
the Alula version.
Yeah, so we're using the gold airframe for this, which basically lets us make a super high performance kite, small leading edge that drives really fast forward in the window. The differences you'll notice in the two, this is maybe a little stiffer on the bar due to the Alula material and flies slightly further forward in the window. But generally, you know, you're gonna get very close to the same performance out of the Q series. It's not like, oh, I don't want the Q series because there's the Nvision there. It's like, if you want the best of the best of the best, you're gonna go with this. The Q series though is a great kite and something that you'll see a lot of team riders on. Some of them actually are preferring the feel of the Dacron. It's a little bit looser and softer. But if you want something that is really like, this is the one to jump the highest on. We saw Timo the other day go 30.
I mean, I even felt it myself, like switching between the normal Psycho and the Nvision Psycho. I did feel a lot more power.
Yeah.
And I could get a lot more lift. It really shot me up and wow, I had so much time in the air. So is it worth the money? I think yes. Every meter that I can get extra, ching, ching, in the pocket. If you are interested in the Psycho, please watch our previous video, because we compared the Q series to its big brother, the Psycho Nvision. Now let's head back to Derdestein, where Alessa and Mathys are still tearing up the golden hour.
How was your session? It was good, man.
It was quite fun.
Yeah.
Like, super up and down, but just like two of us in the water. That's like
pretty
makes
rare.
it, yeah, special. Like from Blowberg, sometimes I was just looking up and then seeing like hundreds of kites, and I was like, I'm quite happy I was there.
Yeah. Looked fun, nice afternoon, just the two of you. Scored a lot better than Shark Bay, right?
Yeah.
Alessa, nice work, thank you.
Nice.
But it was an overall really strange day. I think we got a little bit skunked, but at least we had some fun all together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we rode all the stuff.
Typical day for kite surfers, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not always, you know, as it seems. Most of the
100%.
days are actually like this.
Yeah. You always expect a lot, but then
Yeah.
at the end it's just like you had fun and
Yeah.
it matters. And it's also fun to discover new spot. Like
For sure.
I never went to Shark Bay, never went kiting here.
You learn something every session. So
Yeah.
thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining us. And of course, thanks to the whole Naish team here for making it epic. And I will see you on the water again soon. Much love.
Woo!